Good morning, everybody. How we doing? How we doing, Reece?
All right, Ta.
Or I should say, how we doing after the draw night before? Because we'll be coming on to that later.
Yeah, it's all right, I suppose.
But it's actually quite surprising because we've got two opponents from the last time we were in the World Cup group stage. But more about that a little later on. So how's your week been, Reece?
It's been okay. It's been
How's,
okay. Yeah,
how's your podcast been? We still cheer?
busy and exhausting.
You have one coming up for a review of Final Battle this weekend, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, it's myself, Stephan, and Reece with you for the next hour and 20 minutes or so. We've got quite a lot to get through today. We've got the World Cup draw. We're going to take a look at the fixtures in just a second. We're going to pick the best ones because there is a lot this weekend. And we've got the second round of the FA Cup to discuss as well. And good old Salford City won 4-0 at home last night against Orient in the second round. So we're in the third round for the first time in their history. But
Mm.
without further ado, we are going to crack on with the fixtures because we do have quite a busy show today. So it is Saturday, the 6th of December, and the lunchtime kick-off in the Premier League today, Reece, is Aston Villa versus Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
At 3 o'clock, guys, we've got Bournemouth versus Chelsea, Everton versus Nottingham Forest. Michael will like this one. Man City versus Sunderland, Newcastle versus Burnley, and Tottenham versus Brentford are your 3 o'clocks. Your 5:30 game is Carl's team Leeds at home to Liverpool today. Now, in the Scottish Premiership, the 3 o'clocks are Dundee versus Aberdeen, Birmingham versus Falkirk, Motherwell versus Livingston, St Mirren versus Dundee United, and your 8 o'clock game on Sky Sports Football this evening, folks, is Kilmarnock versus Danny Rose Rangers. Will you be watching that one, Reece?
Nope.
Just thought I'd ask, just thought I'd get it in there, you know. In the championship at 12:30 today, we've got three lunchtime kickoffs. We've got Charlton versus Portsmouth, Derby County versus Leicester, which is actually on terrestrial television, and Watford versus Norwich. Your 3 o'clocks in the EFL Championship are as follows: Blackburn versus Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol City versus Millwall, Ipswich Town versus Coventry, Preston North End versus Wrexham, Queen's Park Rangers versus West Brom, Sheffield United versus Stoke City, Southampton versus Birmingham City, and Swansea City versus Oxford. There, all your 3 o'clocks. In the Barclays Women's Super League today at 12 o'clock, we've got Arsenal versus Liverpool. League One, the standard game is Cardiff City versus Huddersfield. That's a 12:30 kickoff. Let's just go down a few weeks because there's only one game in League Two because of the FA Cup. Where's Carlisle today? Where are we? Carlisle are not playing today. They must be in FA Cup action. Certainly not in league action. Your 3 o'clocks in the Scottish Championship are Ayr versus Partick Thistle, Dunfermline versus Arbroath, Ross County versus Airdrieonians, St Johnstone versus Raith Rovers. In League 1, there's nothing very exciting. There's only one game. Alloa versus Peterhead. But in League Two, it's uh, Annan Athletic versus Spartans and East Kilbride versus Forfar. In the second round of the FA Cup, I'm just going to pick some out because there's loads. You've got Fleetwood Town versus Luton Town. You've got Grimsby Town versus Wealdstone. You've got, what else do we have? Stockport County Cambridge, Wigan Barrow, Sutton Shrewsbury, Chesterfield Doncaster, and Peterborough Barnsley. Let's skip that because it's just National League South and North. In the Lowland League, we've got Caledonian Braves versus Clyde Bank, Linlithgow Rose versus Bonnyrigg Rose, so a bit of a crappy looking derby there because we've both got Rose. And we'll just go down to the Spanish La Liga. We've got at 1 p.m. we've got Villarreal versus Getafe. 3:15 we've got Alves versus Real Sociedad. 5:30 Real Betis versus Barcelona. And at 8 o'clock we've got Athletic Club versus Atletico Madrid. In the Bundesliga, and I know Reece, you follow this week quite well. At 2:30 we've got Augsburg versus Bayer Leverkusen. Heidenheim versus Freiburg, Cologne versus St. Paul, Stuttgart versus Bayern, Wolfsburg versus Union Berlin. They're all have two kickoffs. At 5:30, we've got RB Leipzig versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Just very quickly, we'll do Serie A and then we'll get on to serious business. We've got Sassuolo Fiorentina 2 p.m. Inter Milan versus Como at 5 p.m. and Hellas Verona versus Atalanta at 7:45 p.m. I'm going to take a breath and let Reece come in with his thoughts on some of those fixtures.
It'll be another defeat for Fiorentina.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 14 in a row.
That's crazy when you think.
It's their own fault.
It is.
So I'm expecting them to lose. I think Como will beat Inter Milan.
Como are away, remember, they're going to San Siro, which I think is quite a tough place to go.
They're also the richest club in Italy, so Como will be fine. I think none of the Premier League games interest me. None of them are inspiring. The FA Cup games aren't interesting. Honestly, today's a day for not good football.
Yeah. I don't think even the Rangers game interests you, does it?
Oh, I don't care.
No.
No, I don't care.
So that is today's fixtures, folks. As we says, it's a bit of a mundane Saturday for football. It's a very, very mundane Saturday for football, actually. But no doubt, I'll probably still tune in to Match of the Day tonight or try and catch up on Final Battle instead. But yeah, so yesterday, if you were living under a rock, it was the FIFA 2026 World Cup draw before the pomp and pageantry from Washington, D.C. with Kevin Hart, Heidi Klum, Rio Ferdinand, and a whole host of others.
It was so horrible.
I know the actual draw itself took well over an hour. It was streamed on YouTube and it took well over an hour to do the actual draw. They had Donald Trump, Mark Carney, and the Mexican president draw their own countries. I don't know how well that went down in rehearsals, but it seemed to go pretty smooth on the actual day. Scotland was drawn in Group C, to cut a long story short, against Brazil, Morocco, and Haiti. So we've got 2 African teams and 1 South American team. What's your thoughts on that, Reece?
Oh, Haiti aren't part of that federation because you're not allowed 2 African countries in the same federation.
Fair point. I thought that. I was a bit confused by.
They're Asian. Haiti's an Asian country, I'm pretty sure.
So they're classed as Asian, even though I actually thought they were African. But hell.
Yeah, Haiti are an Asian country, yeah.
So we've got Haiti, Morocco, and Brazil. Now, Morocco and Brazil we had in our 1998 World Cup group, and last time we played them, we got a. Did we get a? I think it was a draw against Brazil, thanks to a John Collins penalty.
Mm-hmm.
We got beat by Morocco, and we got beat by the other team who I cannot remember.
Costa Rica. Costa
Costa,
Rica.
Costa Rica, that was it for life me in 1998. So it's a case of revenge against two of the teams, hopefully. Now, I have to confess, I don't know an awful lot about Haiti in terms of football at all. So I don't know what they're going to be like. But all I know is that we've got 3 guaranteed games to get possibly. I would say this is how it's going to go. For me now, we could be looking at a draw or a defeat against Brazil because they're just full of superstars, even though we've got our Italian contingent, let's just say. Uh, we should hopefully give Morocco a good game and maybe sneak a win. And we should definitely be Haiti. That would be my thoughts. So, in terms of maybe squeaking out the group, who knows? I think Brazil's going to win the group, and Greece is on for second between Scotland and Morocco, I think. But again, that's just my opinion. So it would be good. It would be good to get you guys' opinions on this morning. Likewise, for our English friends, the English group as well, which is Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Now, straight away, I think England is going to romp that group. Their toughest game is going to be Croatia. I mean, Ghana might spring a surprise, but against the likes of England, I can't really see it, to be
I
honest.
would. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Do you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I do like the African sides, and I'll definitely be cheering Ghana, Panama, and whoever else Croatia is. And the likes of Senegal and France in the same group as well. So that's a rematch from, was it
Oh two.
2000, 2002, yeah, where Senegal squeaked a 1-0 win against France, actually. Uh, Argentina's group is Algeria, Austria, and Jordan, which is a surprise. See, this is with it going to 48 teams. You get some teams that you've never heard of or really seen play football before, especially the likes of. Uh, now, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right. Is it Krakow in Germany's group?
Curacao.
Curacao, who beat Jamaica to get through to the World Cup, as Carol so lightly reminded us. I think was it last week or the week before? He was quite passionate about that. The starting lineups it just popped up on the screen for me, folks. For Aston Villa are Martinez, Cash, Kozla, Torres, Matson, Camera, Onana, McGinn, Tielemans, Rodgers, and Watkins for Aston Villa. For Arsenal, it is Rhea, White, Timber, Hence, I can never pronounce this one.
Hincapi.
Hincapi, Calfuri, Ostengard, Supermendi, Rice, Saka, Marino, and Eze. And Chris Walsh says the draw actually got made. I take it, despite the 2 hours of brain dead people. Yeah, it did get
Yep.
made But it did take about 2 hours to actually get to the bit where they were doing the draw. And
I'm only looking for I'm only watching two groups. Like depending
oh,
on if the Italians make it to the World Cup or not, I'll be watching two groups specifically. But
let me guess, Reece, you're going to be watching Group E with a person,
yep,
Germany's group,
yep,
um, Italy's group if they get through, and Group C potentially.
yep. But I'm really looking forward to Netherlands versus Japan.
That is going to be a cracker of a game, actually.
I'm sticking with it. Japan win that group.
Japan, Tunisia, Netherlands, winner of playoff. Is that B?
Yes, it is.
Winner of playoff B. So yeah, I think Japan's going to get to the at least the quarters or semis.
I have Japan to get to the semi-finals.
Have you already got them in a sweepstake? That's quite cool. If you have already, that's cool.
No, it's just predictions I've made for months. I
Um,
think Japan are making the semi-finals.
right, Reese, come on then. If you think Japan's making the semi-finals, where do you think your favourite Germans are going to land this time round in 26?
Well, if they make it to the quarterfinals, I'm pretty sure they can play a group winner if they win the group. If they get
Yeah,
so it's potentially depending on what group winner they get or results basis, I think the Germans should be aiming for semi final, but they have a hard group though. Ecuador have got the best defence in the tournament.
yeah, you do.
They don't
And
like apart
good
from
goal.
obviously the rigged England, but I mean like a competitive qualifying tournament.
Yeah,
Ecuador have had the hardest run of any qualifying team. They've only conceded 6 goals in qualifying.
yeah. And Ivory Coast as well, or Code the Ivory, sorry, had a brilliant
Belgium, I agree. Belgium will
They,
have to work for it
they've got a really tough group with Egypt, of course. Egypt, Musala, undoubtedly.
if he
Uh,
turns up.
yeah, well, that's true if he turns up. Islamic Republic of Iran,
I
they're,
agree. I agree with that. I think for if you look at that group, I think the team that realistically the Netherlands would want is either Poland or Albania. I think Ukraine or Sweden, if they make it to the World Cup, they could be a problem. Although to be fair, Sweden are managed by Graham Potter, so you're not really going to be much of a threat.
well, that's, yeah, I was just going to say that. Sweden have actually gone a bit downhill in my estimations, considering who they've just picked as manager to try and get them to the World Cup.
I think in terms of exciting groups, I think Group I and Group H are actually really undetermined because they're going to be hard to predict.
Um, well, do you know what? I'm going to step my neck out on the line. I know Norway's got Haaland, right? And a few other good players. But I think if Senegal can play the way they play in the African nations and obviously all the qualifiers and stuff like that, I think they could bring a surprise and possibly win the group, but at least get second place in the group.
The only thing is, though, is we've seen it that Haaland took control of the entire qualifying phase, and he isn't just a one-trick pony. So I think it'll be very hard for either nation. France as well. They'll struggle against Haaland,
Yeah.
but it'll be a tricky one. I think
Because there's also the winner of playoff group.
yeah, it's Bolivia, Iraq, or Suriname.
I mean,
It's
for
not
any
really not
for
really
any
exciting.
for any of those teams in that playoff,
They finished fourth.
yeah, I already feel sorry for them going into that group.
I
Uh,
don't. I will be honest. I don't care about Group B. I don't care about Group B. Even if Wales or Italy make it, then I'll pay attention. But if neither of them don't make it, I don't care.
yeah.
Group D, I don't care because the Americans are in it and they'll just make it a bloody stage, and I'm not interested in the stage,
Well,
especially especially after they confirm there's going to be a halftime show. Get to hell.
what
Yeah, there's a halftime show confirmed for the World Cup.
for all the games or just America's games? Wait a minute here.
I think it's for the World Cup final. There'll be a halftime show.
it's not
It's
foot.
it's
It's
disgusting.
it's not football where you're throwing it down a pitch and getting first downs here, guys. This is soccer, not American football. So why is there a halftime show? And
No
you know
idea,
who,
but that's what
and
they're
you,
doing.
and you know who's going to be front and center of that?
Yeah, the so-called Peace Prize winner, which is absolutely funny. Um,
I was trying not to laugh when
Spain, Saudi Arabia will be a tricky game
Mhm.
for them, like
Yep,
because they were tricky at the last World Cup.
yep,
Cabo Verde will be a nothing game. Uruguay, that'll be a hard one. They've got a very strong, well balanced team, and obviously Marcelo Bielsa will have them running like fuck. Group J, Argentina, their toughest game is probably Austria, but
yeah, yeah,
Algeria are a tricky side. Portugal, the only team they'll struggle against realistically is Colombia because the likes of Diaz, etc. It'll be a hard one. And then England, they'll just struggle with mentality because it's the English way.
yeah. I
But
mean, they'll coach the group, but they will struggle with mentality.
the only annoying thing though is it's been confirmed because a couple of third place teams can qualify.
That's right, yeah.
England have already been confirmed. England, if they win the group, will play a third place team.
It's not even kicked off yet.
I know, but if England do win the group, it's been confirmed England will play a third place team in the tournament
See what I mean?
in the last 16, which I
Sorry,
think is a joke.
sorry to all our English friends that watch this podcast on a Saturday morning,
I'm
but
not.
but this sounds a bit of a fix to me.
It always is.
This
Eng-
sounds a bit of a fix when it comes to England. I'm sorry, guys, but it's a fix. It's a
I'll tell you why I believe it was fixed from the start. It was the
good
way,
reason.
and I think if you go back and watch, it'll confirm my suspicions. It's the way that Rio Ferdinand was speaking about how the group phase was working. Then we came up to the last couple of teams. He's like, "Oh, I can." And then the commentator Jonathan Pierce, he's like, "Oh, I can see England getting to Group L. It'll do well for England." And then all of a sudden you hear, "Oh, by the way, if England do win the group, England will play a third place team." And I'm like, "Yeah, come on, like give them a hard group for a change."
Yeah, it's
Like, it's not that we want them to get eliminated early. We want them to
that,
actually prove they can beat opposition.
right. That's what we were saying about the qualifiers. All the
It's
teams that
too
were
easy.
in the qualifiers, like the middle teams, are saying don't put us in a group with big teams because it's not very fair on us because we're just getting trounced every time we play them.
It's
And that's
please don't hurt us. We're a big nation.
right, man. Sorry, Mr. Stammer, but
It's just ugh.
I really hope that by some persuasive miracle, Croatia turn up, give him a game, Ghana turn up and give him a game, and they have a wee training exercise against Panama. Because
It's
I
just they
don't.
don't care. They won't care.
It's a complete.
Yeah, it was weird. Argentina can't be in this group because they need to be on a different side of the draw. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's because of them in Spain or something. Because they're the top two ranked nations in the world. I'm like, and
and
if it,
and he explained the thing about the same confederations about
except
eight,
Europe. 'Cause
eight times, except Europe. He didn't mention that once, so it's
all he did
fine.
is because there's more European nations this time.
Yeah, so it's fine for European nations to be in the same group like England and Croatia, or England, Scotland, for example. But if you have say two teams from a African confederation or Oceania confederation like Iraq and New Zealand or Australia, sorry, they can't be in the same group.
Hmm.
Go figure.
I think it was just really pathetic, and I don't like the way he celebrated as well after the draw was completed. Like,
No,
like it was the way he went after England's draw was done.
he was like, yes, easy group, bye bye.
No, his exact words were, "Oh, I quite fancy that."
Well, no doubt, not being funny, but I would as well if I like the draw. You know what I mean?
I don't think he should have done the draw. I think it should have been the guy that usually does the Champions League draws.
Well,
The
yeah,
Spanish bloke. The Spanish
yeah,
bloke.
yeah, I know who you mean. He does.
Because he's impartial and he doesn't celebrate draws. He just enjoys the atmosphere. It makes
Yeah,
it fun. Ferdinand was fucking. I hate Ferdinand with a passion. Good footballer, but an absolute clown of a pundit, and I just hate the way he behaves. And I didn't like the fact that on the because it was streamed across multiple YouTube channels as well.
yeah,
It was
it
on the,
was. Yeah.
it was on the BBC plus every representative nation's YouTube channel. If you go back and look at the opening feed of all the channels,
Mm-hmm.
each country, and I'm not kidding by the way because I've checked, the Germans, the Spanish, the French, the Italians, the Brazilians, the Portuguese, Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, even a host nation, all got 60 seconds of coverage, and then it went to 5 minutes of England.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, but England are not the most. They're not the biggest team at the tournament. They're not the
No,
most exciting team at the tournament. If you're going to give more time to teams at the tournament, you give it to teams who have won the World Cup more than once.
exactly.
Not a team who hasn't won it in close to it'll be soon. It'll be 70 years, and it's going to continue.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely going to continue. And then,
Oh, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing.
I watched the actual FIFA YouTube channel feed,
I ended up switching to them. Yeah,
and I thought Giovanni Infantino was fantastic. He was really good.
but I thought he was I thought he was stupid as well.
Uh, well, you
He was.
see,
I don't care about
I
USA
like him.
chants. I don't care about USA chants. I don't care about Mexico chants, and I don't care about Canada chants, and I don't care about all in this together nonsense. Like that. This ain't mid 2000s High School Musical nonsense. I don't care about that. I just want to get to the World Cup draw. I don't want
Yeah,
it to be. I don't want it to be a 2 hour spectacle where I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ, can Baldy hurry up? And then making the jokes with Kevin Hart and Shaquille O'Neal. Like, I get it, Kevin Hart's a happy guy, but he's 4 feet tall, and I'm not interested in watching big man versus small man jokes. It was an absolute joke.
if you want to watch Big Man versus Small Man jokes, just watch I'm a Celebrity every night for Ant Dick.
It's it's not really big man small man. That's wee chubby versus tall lanky, but it's still like it was
Exactly.
still and it wasn't even football people doing this draw. It was Wayne Gretzky, it was Tom Brady and Shaquille O'Neal. Why not have Landon Donovan? Why not have Hugo Sanchez and some Canadian they find off the street?
Or even
Or keep Wayne Gretzky.
or Roberto Carlos, he was in the audience too. He could easily done well.
No, but he's not one of the host nations.
Fair point, but you could have had for USA, you could have had even Bob Bradley, their longest serving football coach, for example.
Yeah, I would have done Landon Donovan, but yeah, Bob
Landon
Bradley, yeah.
Donovan, Bob Bradley, or anything
That's
else.
that's about it.
Yeah, or Morris Edu, for example.
Maybe, maybe, yeah. But like for Mexico, Hugo Sanchez or Luis Hernandez or Carlos Vela,
Or Blanco.
yeah. It was nice that they had. Tell you who actually really annoyed me the most last night. It wasn't Donald Trump. It wasn't John.
Mark Carney.
It wasn't Mark Carney. Anything like that. The person who annoyed me the most last night was Jonathan Pierce because I hated the fact he kept talking over the likes of Carlos, Asamoah Gyan, and I hate the fact he kept talking over Hugo Sanchez.
I must admit, I didn't see that feed, so I'll need to watch it back and have a look.
Oh, every time um, that young lad was in the panel, like in the
Aye,
crowd,
yeah,
chanted footballers. He was talking to them. Asamoah Gyan was talking in perfect English. Oh, and he spoke over Yaya Toure as well after the Ivory Coast draw was complete, who speaks perfect English, and he kept talking over them, explaining the draw process. I was like, nobody wants to know. Like, they've already explained the draw. Let
yeah,
these guys talk.
yeah, we get the idea, we know how it's going to work.
Exactly. You have Heidi Klum, who's a judge for talent shows, but she's also a famous model as well. I think she was only there because she's part German.
Yeah, either that or not being funny, they were getting paid a whack to present that draw. Like,
They should have Selma Hayek on stage. At least we would have had something to look at.
oh, I quite like
Instead of
Heidi.
instead of Rio Ferdinand, that's all I'm saying.
That's true, but I do quite like Heidi Klum, but that's for another story.
That's a good point. I agree with that. We don't need blooming commentary on a
No.
World Cup draw. We didn't even have translators this time. Like, imagine sitting there, you don't understand English, and you've got to sit there and listen to headphones. Like the Spanish coach had to listen to headphones the whole time, and I'm like, that's disgraceful.
Yeah, there was no translators, there was nobody if you were deaf on the side of the screen or anything.
To be fair, I thought it funny that every time Ferdinand spoke, Nagelsmann just kept laughing at him. I think even Julian Nagelsmann was like, I get a load of this guy.
Yeah. And as we thought when the Argentinian coach brought the trophy out, he started speaking in English. He
Hmm.
said, hi, hello. Then he reverted back to South American or Argentinian or whatever language they speak,
Argentine, yeah.
and you couldn't understand the word. Then he went, bye bye, everybody. I was like, what's the point in that?
I think he can only say a few basic words in English. I don't think he can fully understand. I don't think he fully speaks it, so it's difficult for him.
But at that point, that's when you should have a translator coming on the stage as well so you can understand what they're saying.
I know. Exactly.
Because once he said hello and goodbye, I got that, but I couldn't get the bit in the middle at all.
I can't stand pundits these days, except for a rare few.
No.
There's only a few that are worth listening to. Carry on though, I'm good.
Yeah, there's not many pundits that I can stand. Although, to be fair, Chris Boyd and Chris Sutton, for entertainment value, guys, we're really quite funny together. Especially when things are going not so well for their respective allegiances, let's just say. Yeah, Ferdinand does sum up the majority of pundits these days, Chris. No one can stand them, that is very true. I mean, when I watch football on a Saturday night, I try and just skip past the pundit bit and just watch the games instead of the actual talky bit in the middle. Ugh, beyond
Hmm.
me. Although if we were doing it, it would probably be quite funny.
Probably.
Even, even, uh, even on Sportscene up in Scotland, Chris, I don't watch that for the pundits. I just watch that for the games, and it's not as in depth as English football highlights. I get that, but it's just so drab otherwise if you just sit and watch them talking all the time, especially and dare I say it, Michael Stewart. Oh God.
Don't even get me started on that ginger fraud.
Well, there you go. That's Reese's thoughts, folks.
He knows as much about football as I know about fashion.
Yeah, he knows as much about football as I know about somebody's boxing career, for example.
You only need to know a fair few, that's it. Just
Yep.
ign- just ignore Tyson Fury's career. It's paid on flukes.
Oh yeah. He was on social media. Yes, yesterday only released a video celebrating it had been 10 years since he beat Klitschko, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, he fluked against Klitschko, but
Yeah, he did. I'll see what he did. And against Wilder. But hey, we're not a boxing podcast. We're a football podcast. Slash, sometimes maybe a wee bit wrestling talk at the end. Thanks, Terry's. But yeah, so we're a football podcast. Like we say, that was our take on the World Cup draw. Um, on the whole, it was just a draw. Really, it was a draw. we can't say anything more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have said, there is loads of other games on today as well, but there is not very many that actually excite me. Maybe Sunderland, Man City at a push. I think Liverpool's going to get beat again this weekend, or they're at least going to draw. They did drop points during the week against Sunderland with a 1-0 draw. What was your thoughts on that, Reece? I know mine, but what was yours?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think much of it. I don't think. I said it before and I say it again, I don't think they're a good team.
No.
I think they're just fortunate that they didn't lose.
Yes.
That's
Very.
that's probably about it, really.
By all accounts, from what I was reading online and hearing on social channels, because I fell
That's
asleep.
that's true.
Um,
Aging experience is important as well in terms. You can be an aging squad, but you can still turn people in.
yeah,
I'm tired about Liverpool. Yep, I know you are, mate. I know you are.
yeah. I think we're all tired. I think it's safe to say the Liverpool bubble has officially burst. However, Daniel Farker in Leeds. Now, Daniel Farker was under pressure going into the midweek game against Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were saying if he lost that game, he was going to be in the debut come the next morning. Now,
He would have been back on the stripper poles by the Monday night.
fortunately for Daniel Farker, by some God of grace and some miracle, Leeds beat Chelsea 3-1, which was a bit of a turn up for the books. So, could this be a turning point for our host of this podcast side? And could they be marching on at the table?
I think they have to keep the same back three. It
Yeah,
seems to be. It's interesting that he changed system. I didn't expect Farker to go away from his tried and trusted four at the back,
yep.
two midfield, three behind the striker. I didn't expect him to do that, but the fact he did shows that he might be a smart stripper after all. Playing three at the back, will it work against Liverpool?
Mm,
Maybe, but
mm,
they need to suffocate Liverpool with pressure. They need to suffocate them in the attack. If they can do that, they might have a chance. But
mhm.
logistically, I think Liverpool might edge Leeds. But if they play the same system, they have a
Yep.
chance.
Now, moving on to Thursday's game against Man U and West Ham, it finished 1-1.
Oh dear.
Now, if Man U had won that game, there was an opportunity to get to fifth in the table. Leeds will win today. We won't win it mentally, but Calvert Lewin, mm,
I'd rather not
no,
think about the game against West Ham because it's embarrassing. It's just as bad as how AC Milan played against Lazio.
yes,
Christ almighty. But then again, the team who got eliminated in the last 16 last season, the season before, won Serie A. So, Mr. Allegri is seeing far ahead. Chiesa, who slot hates, bloody saved his job.
yeah,
And he still doesn't start him. Chiesa honestly deserves to start for Liverpool.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he only gets substitute appearances.
See the way it's going. I think he'll end up back at Serie A by the end of the season. I think the likes of AC Milan will be like, you know what, we tried to get him before. We'll try again. And he'll just walk into a championship winning team.
Remember the boy that Liverpool signed from Juventus, and he got injured really, really quickly.
That's him.
Mhm.
They signed Chiesa from Juventus.
Was was there not another one as well?
That was Leone. He was the centre back from Parma.
Yeah, and I'm
Yep,
sure.
he is. He is your only pure winger. That's true. Because Salah's not a winger anymore.
No, I don't know what Salah is. I don't know what he is.
An inside
Um,
forward, more of an inside forward.
yeah, but he keeps missing the target just now. But
That's because he's a inside forward with eyes like Paul Ince.
I shouldn't laugh, guys. I shouldn't laugh. But there was two games in midweek that really stood out for me. On the Wednesday, it was Brighton versus Aston Villa. That was a
Hmm.
really good game. And on the Tuesday, did I say it, Reece? But Man City Fulham was also a cracking game as well. Uh, two
It was a very bizarre game. I didn't
yeah,
expect it to be such a
high scoring game for a start.
yeah. That really did catch me by surprise. But also, what caught me by surprise as well was how bad City were at the back. But
I
then
know.
again, though, I suppose it was goalkeeper difference, but really bad. I think that's told a lot. Like I think that's told a lot. Like City should not be conceding
No,
realistically against a team like Fulham. No offense, but this isn't a blood and guts match, so they shouldn't be conceding so many goals. But
I liked what you done there, Reece. Good call.
thank you. This isn't blood and guts, so they should be conceding more than two. But against a team like Fulham, maybe they concede two sucker punch goals. But
Hmm.
Man City conceding four is is embarrassing.
I don't think I've ever seen Man City in the modern era concede 4 goals in any one game. Not even in the Champions League.
Hmm.
I've certainly not seen it. And the way that Man City are playing this season, going hot and cold, it's surprising me because for years and years and years, apart from obviously when Liverpool won the league in 23-24, Pep had Pep was just running roughshod over the Premier League.
Exactly.
Uh,
You know what's funny? I still don't understand why they got rid of Donnarumma.
I don't either. I mean, I was very surprised. I know he was in the last months of his contract at PSG, but usually a big clubs like PSG, Man City, Real Madrid would tie the best players down well before their contracts are due to run.
I can understand they've got such an interesting contingent. They want to have like the best French players, but I still don't understand why you would still get rid of Donnarumma when he's not even that old. So I just find it weird.
He's not. I mean, he signed a 5-year deal with Man City. Now, me know Man City, he'll play that 5-year deal without a shadow of a doubt. We had Edison for, I
Well,
think, I think it was 9 years. We had Edison for 8 or 9 years before he moved to Turkey there.
yep.
And I know that, yep, I agree. We still do definitely need defenders
Hmm.
because they're going home cold this season. Like we've said on this podcast for a couple of weeks now, and on the championship review last week, which was fabulous. By the way, thanks to the guys for having me on last week. January is just around the corner, so it's going to be very interesting to see what the Premier League clubs and the EFL Championship clubs are going to do in January. I can't
I
wait.
yeah. It's an interesting comment. Kusanov only works as a right back or in a back three for Chris. In a way, I do think so. I think Kusanov is a good defender, but I think the way he's expected to play in a back four, he's asked to take on too much, which makes no sense. And that Victor Rice as well. Yeah, I don't. He's not been given any minutes at all, which is really bizarre. I don't get it.
No, yeah, the thing with Man City is we buy or own all these young players and to obviously try and develop them. And then somebody like Victor Reyes or cruising off and only get a handful of games, and then if say a better player in that position comes back from injury or what have you,
Hmm.
the better player goes straight back into the team. And then you feel sorry for these younger guys because they must be thinking, well, I've got this big contract, paid a lot of money, but all I'm really doing for the majority of the season, apart from EFL Cup games or FA Cup games, is I'm a bench warmer.
Yeah,
So what do I do? Do I stay or do I hand in a transfer request come January or so?
you know, I still think the way they go about it isn't right. I don't think they've actually nailed it down, and they're one of the clubs that've got no excuse when it comes to injury concerns. If it's like if they
No.
have injury problems, they have a big squad. They've got no excuses. But Pep loves to have a small squad for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, we do know we have 117 or 120 charges hanging over them. Goodness knows when we'll hear about that. And I'm sure when we will, we'll have a show probably dedicated to that on Saturday um, to find out what's going to happen. But you think Man City is one of the richest clubs in the world after being taken over by the same people that own PSG, and like I say, it just baffles me that they bring these players and yet some of them just end up sitting on the bench for the entire Premier League season. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just looking at something that Chris is saying about
Hmm.
City going to a back three, and to be fair,
I mean,
funnily, funnily enough,
City have played a back three before, definitely 100%. Um,
I think they can get away with an alternative system, and it's one that, funnily enough, I would use at times if I was a manager, which is absolutely funny. I think they could get away with a 2-3-4-1 or a 3-2-4-1.
against today,
Not against
against
anyone, so it's basically a 2-3-4-1 is two centre backs, it's three central midfielders, then you've got two wingers and two attacking midfielders and a striker. And the 3-2-4-1 is three central midfielders, two holding players, four like two attacking midfielders, two wingers, and one striker.
yeah,
But the two allows you to drop into a back. It allows you to drop into a back four or a back five all at
yeah.
once,
Hmm.
or it lets you push into a back three and a front six in a weird fashion. It's really interesting how they can do it. So if I show you
Yeah,
just an example, it's actually really interesting.
because it gives you that degree of versatility pretty much on the field of play.
Yeah,
Out Out Newry is a left wing back. Lewis is a wing back slash centre mid. Yeah, I
yep.
would agree on that. I would really agree on that actually.
Oh yeah, massively.
I've got Out Newry in my fantasy team actually, which reminds me I need to pick that up again. Otherwise, Carl is severely going to beat me. I don't want to be beaten.
I'll tell you where the problem is the fact is they allowed someone like Alvarez to go so easily.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think if they played it like this, it'd be interesting. So I'm just getting that.
Reese, are you going to be sharing your screen in a moment? I have a feeling that you're going to be.
Oh yeah, I will be.
Because I can hear you working away in the background on your little tactics board there, which is excellent. And we all love Reese's tactics board here on the Saturday Show podcast. It's one of the highlights of the podcast, actually, I would say. Uh,
I just have the madness that people enjoy.
No, I get you on that one because it's maybe not permanently, but maybe for a few games just to change it up. I mean,
Hmm.
I know the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But something is clearly wrong at Man City this season. Yeah, they're climbing the table and whatnot, but they're still very, very leaky at the back, especially conceding 4 goals to Fulham in midweek. And we've got Sunderland today, and Sunderland will definitely pose him a challenge. I
Mm,
wouldn't be so sure that that one is going to be a walkover for Manchester City. I don't think it is.
yeah, I agree with
When
that.
when you've seen the money that Sunderland have spent in the off season, pre-season, the transfer window, even on deadline day, there are signings coming through the door, left, right, and centre. I had to hold my tongue there because I was going to say something else, but I remembered we were live. So yes, we had people coming through door left and centre. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pep's time is up. I agree. I totally agree. Um,
Hmm.
he should have went when Klopp went, if you ask me. The two of them should have bowed out together gracefully. But
Yeah.
no, there always has to be one that likes to stick around, doesn't there?
Basically, if I
I
just
mean,
look at.
I don't know why he's sticking around because normally he would say, "This is my last season. I'm thinking of finishing here." Blah blah blah. But he's he's not actually really come and said that. Man, say he
I
must like,
think I think he's just honestly. I think he's found that position where he's just happy where he is,
yeah.
which for him, I suppose, is a good thing. Fair play to him, I
I mean,
suppose.
that's a good thing, but question is, and I shouldn't really be saying this because of all the fabulous work Sir Alex Ferguson done at Man United over his 26 years in charge. But how long is too long for one manager to stay at one club?
I agree.
That is today's burning question, folks. Put your comments up to us and let us know how long is too long for one manager to be at the same club.
I think it depends on like if they can continuously make it better, then
Yep.
it's worth it,
Hmm.
and then you go with it based on that. But
Okay,
that's
so
my take on it.
so let's take a look at long managers in football. We've had Sir Alex Ferguson, 26 years. We had Jurgen Klopp, nearly 9 years in charge of Liverpool. We had Walter Smith, 8, 9 years in charge of Rangers, very, very successful. We had, trying to think, we've had, who else have we had? Loads of managers. But that's just ones off the top of my head.
Oh, there's other ones that exist that are very much plenty to
Yep,
do that.
exactly. And I don't see Pep staying either, Chris. I would agree with it. If he doesn't get a trophy this season, yep, he'll be out the door.
Hmm. Almost done.
And just while Reece is finishing off, folks, we should also mention that Martin O'Neill's interim spell as Celtic manager, along with Sean Maloney, ended this week with a 1-0 victory at home to Dundee. Wilfred Nancy is now in charge. He's coming from MLS side Columbus Crew on a 2.5 year deal with bringing with him his assistant Kwame Ampadu.
Mm.
So that is going to be an interesting one to watch over the next few weeks or so, considering exactly we won't. They won't, Chris. They definitely won't. Considering it's only a 2.5 year deal, and his first game in charge is tomorrow afternoon at home to league leaders Hearts. And the only thing separating Celtic from being where they feel they should be is 3 goals.
Hmm.
So it's going to be a very interesting start to the Nancy tenure at Celtic Park. I have to admit, I don't really watch MLS football, so I don't really know enough about Wilfred Nancy and his management style. But what I do know is we'll get to know him over the coming weeks and months within Scottish
He
football.
he did do rather well over there with them. To be fair, I will give him that. He did do rather well. So let's
With
see.
Columbus Crew.
Hmm. Yeah. So I've got that. That's 1, 2, and 3.
Have you
Yeah.
done 3 different styles for Man City?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, folks.
Just
This
gonna
is be
just
interesting.
just removing him because this actually might be better. There we go. In there, and then swap you.
Now, I also know what you were saying, Chris, about getting thrashed by Man City 5 nothing, sorry, in 2017-18. But in my opinion, back then, the Man City team was a team. It was a great team. Uh, I think the team now is a little bit shaky. I don't think it's as good, anywhere near as good as the 2017-18 team. Yes, you do have Haaland and Donnarumma and all that jazz, but I don't think this current Man City team is anywhere near as good as the team in 2017-18.
Hmm. So I'm basing these on if they're full strength squads, by the way. So I'm actually being like more like unpredictable, as we say. So let's start with
Okay.
let's start with that two at the back that I mentioned.
Yeah,
See if I can just get it on screen. 2 seconds. There we go.
we're on screen.
So this is what I told you about. This is the 2-3-4-1.
Uh-huh.
So you've got, assuming this is a full strength City squad. So I've got Donnarumma in goal, Ruben Diaz and Vardy are your two centre backs. You've got your three central midfielders of Reinders, Rodri, and Lewis, but Lewis can drop into a back three, and then you can have just a two-man partnership of Reinders and Rodri.
Yeah.
Then you've got a front five of Cherky and Doku as the wingers.
Hmm.
And you've got Marmoush and Foden in the central positions, and then you've got Haaland up top.
Yeah. I like that. Uh, I would play that even in EAFC 25. That's what I would play.
Oh, same here, to be honest, if it was possible. The second system I have is a 3-3-1-3. So let me just make that. It's a little change to this. Oh, hold on. Hold on 2 seconds. It's misbehaving. Where are you? It's stop. Why did you stop sharing? I didn't tell you to
I
stop
much,
sharing.
I much prefer this tactics board because it looks slicker.
I football obsess all the time, so it's just how it is. It's just how it is for me. I'm obsessed with it. So
I
this is the
think.
3-3-1-3. So
Hmm.
Donnarumma for me stays in goal.
Yeah.
I've got Kusanov, Ruben Diaz, and Vardiol as the back three.
Yeah.
Then I've got Reinders, Rodri, and Lewis, but potentially you can drop Lewis for Kovacic, extra steal in midfield.
Hmm.
He is their captain, so I've put him in at least one lineup. So that's Bernardo Silva as the attacking midfielder.
Yes.
He's got fantastic control of the ball. He's got excellent vision. He's a good passer, and he can score goals. And then if you want to play a little bit more of a direct front three, I've got Savinho on the right hand side, Doku on the left, and then Haaland on his own. Look,
Ah, okay.
so it's a
Yeah.
little bit more control. And then the final three, if it just goes to it. There we go. The 3-2-4-1 made another couple of changes. Doku and Haaland, of course, stay in the lineup. So does the same back four with goalkeeper and back three defence. Same partnership midfield, but I've got Oscar Bob
Yeah,
on the right hand side. Cherky in one of the attacking midfield roles.
yeah,
Marmush comes back into the team, and then Haaland up top. So Marmush can effectively move into a front two, and it becomes a 3-2-3-2 if
yeah,
it wants to be. So it gives them more depth and control. But
yeah.
I prefer this one though, to be honest. I just
What
like that
the,
look.
the 2-3-4-1, the sort of tree.
It's like it's similar
What?
to it's like the 50s and 60s like attacking sides that used to exist. They're like 2-3-5s, but this is a lot better. This is more control. Not
Yeah,
many teams play this, except
no.
funnily enough, Thiago Motta's teams played this, and so does last season's Fiorentina before they got found out this season. They were playing this system.
Oh, well, there you go. You learn something new every Saturday on the Saturday show with Reese, guys.
But like Chris says, I know more about football than Arne Slot, so. But this is the sort of system that I think Man United would benefit from because
Yep.
we don't really have good wing backs.
No.
So I would actually use this system to get the most out of the attacking players and I don't know, two centre backs that fit in, three central midfielders that can control it. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, mate. Turf House Moore, good to see you. It's been a long time. Like, if I was City, either of these systems work for City. So the 2-3-4-1, the 3-3-1-3, and then of course the 3-2-4-1. Now, if I was doing it for United, just because you know what, actually, I'm in the mood now for a Man United version.
Okay.
Let's duplicate it and let's do the same thing. Because to be fair, United at the minute are well, they should be winning more games than they're playing. Put it that way. And I
Mm,
say should, but death comes to us all. But well, they allow it to be so bad.
yeah.
So we do it from scratch.
Okay.
Same system, same system. I'm 100% making things obvious. So there's one. But then we get to the central bit, and this is where it gets really interesting. So off the bat, I'm playing Ahmad out wide.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the left hand side, to let him come in and attack, sweep things up, I'm playing Mateus Cunha.
Yeah.
But then in these positions, playing Fernandez, not in a deeper role, an attacking role.
Yeah.
And then beside him, I'm playing Embuemo
Ah.
because it lets him be in that central attacking position, and it lets him come forward because
Yeah.
then he can then work here. So right in the middle is Casemiro. Finally starting in the team, Kobe Manu. Why he's not starting games, I have no clue. And then beside them, unfortunately, is Ugarte.
Yeah. Kobe Minu is an interesting one for me because uh, Ruben, Ruben Amorim always raves about Kobe Minu in press conferences but never plays him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's United's best two centre backs, Martinez and Delip, and then at the back,
Yeah.
obviously in goal, Sen Lamens.
I've actually been quite impressed with Lamin since he came in.
He's had some games where he should be doing better in terms of goals, but he hasn't been
Put
too
it
bad.
this,
But
put it this way, he's a lot better than Onana, what's his name?
mm-hmm.
If you
Agreed.
ask, he was not worth 54 million. I'm sorry, I'm ranting here, but there is no way Andre Onana is worth 54 million pound or
Mhm.
round about, I think it's 60 million euros, maybe. He's not worth that.
Exactly.
No way. Yeah.
It's actually a much more better team for United than the back three they actually play.
That, Reece, is a brilliant team.
I quite like it, so I'm actually going to keep that.
Yeah, do you not fancy being United manager? That's a brilliant team.
I mean, I'd at least take Man United on to better things.
Well, I think any one of us could. I think any one of us could. Yeah, most definitely. No, that is fantastic. Bonjour, Tough Muir House. Bonjour, bonjour. Hello.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Dan. He's a Burnley fan, but he's a good lad.
Oh, Dan, I wish you all the luck in the world to stay in the Premier League, but nah, I can't see it, unfortunately.
It's certainly going to be a hard one for them, but they can do it. They could do it.
If you spend well in January, yes. Um, I'm trying to think if we have anything else to cover today, Lisa. I think we've covered all the main talking points. Your tactic board has certainly helped.
I mean, it's what I do best.
It is. I'll give you that. Besides your own podcast on the wonderful world of wrestling.
Yeah, I have my moments. I have.
guys, if you've not seen it already, shameless plug. I popped in a few weeks ago when he was deconstructing Full Gear and just to say hello. And it was really good too. If you like all things wrestling, go and check it out. The Weekly Steel Chair. Where you go, this wee plug for you.
Cheers.
I only,
I enjoy. I enjoy. I have fun. Like it's
I only
busy.
know, I only know that because I've saved it in my search favorites on YouTube.
Oh, thanks. I have like moments where like there's days where it can just be really awful, but we get there.
But I'm not subscribed to Honor Club, so I didn't have Final Battle last night. Boo.
The Watch Wrestling website's a good place to do it.
Oh,
Let me see if I can just fix that because it's put us on this
oh,
screen.
and that again, yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I just remove. There we go.
Here we are. We're back. We're back, Lisa. We're back. Um, I'm just conscious of the time reason. I'm conscious that you're busy, probably getting stuff ready for your own podcast today.
I don't
Eh,
know what I don't know if I'm. I don't know when I'm doing mine at the moment. I'm just relaxed mode. But I think one thing we've all say is it's a. It might not be the best days for football in terms of matches, but there will be
yeah,
definitely some controversial moments throughout the day. So
I think there'll be controversial moments in Leeds, Liverpool, Man City,
mhm.
Sunderland, um, Hibs, Falkirk, definitely. Kilmarnock Rangers will have a few controversial. So will Celtic Hearts tomorrow. And yeah,
If Hearts win that, if Celtic win that, they go back top of the league as well. Like Hearts have bottled that league already.
yes. But the thing is, very quickly before we go, Celtic have to win by 4 goals to go clear at the top. Even if they win, they'll go top in points. But Celtic will want to bump the goal difference way high so they can't be caught ever again.
Mm. They've honestly Hearts have allowed them back into it as well. Like they've
What
wasted.
What I will say is, and I'm not a Celtic fan, as you can most definitely tell, is that over the last 5 or 6 weeks, since Martin O'Neill has taken charge along with Sean Mahoney, Celtic have just been a completely different side.
Yeah, I,
Completely different. It's like chalk and cheese. But anyway, that's just my thoughts and my opinion. I am conscious of time. I've got to get to Easter Road this afternoon, so that'll be fun. Watching Hibs Falkirk this afternoon, because Falkirk could actually on quite a surprisingly good one as well.
Mm.
In the Scottish Premiership, and it's just so tight. So whoever wins this afternoon could go third in the Scottish Premiership. But if nobody wins and it's draw and Rangers win, you could go third as well, Reece.
Mm.
So yeah. So there's implications for quite a few of the teams today. But with that being said, what are you doing this weekend, Reece? Apart from relaxing and chilling and all that
No
jazz.
idea. No idea. I might go down the centre and just have a wee browse. I don't know.
Why not? Why not? There'll
Aye.
be there'll be good stuff in the centre because Christmas is around the corner.
Well, I need to get my
And,
brother's birthday money, I suppose. So I suppose it's just that, really. That's all
well,
he wants.
your centre's got one of my favourite shops in the world, the big Cadbury store. Yum yum yum. I do like that. It's a good shop.
Yeah, that's true.
If you like your retro Cadbury sweeties, go in there. It is expensive, but it's a good shop. And Tony,
I suppose I might look for some more classic video games just so I can do more streaming with. But I suppose I can have a look, see what's there.
when you say classic, do you mean like PS1, PS2?
I play them
So,
through. I link my PS2 up to my PC and I play on screen.
so if you're talking PS2, you've got the likes of SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth, and all that kind of stuff. You'll have that really crappy wrestling game called Legends of Wrestling. I know I said crappy, but it really was.
Mm-hmm.
That was super rubbish, but it was quite funny at the same time. Uh, and you have the TNA's wrestling game as well.
Mm-hmm.
TNA got one out, which was I could only do certain moves in it. I couldn't get to grips with it at all. But here we're divulging into another topic. So, a big thank you to everyone for joining us today. Thanks to Chris and everybody else for giving their thoughts on the World Cup draw. It'll be very interesting to see what happens in the summer of 2026.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens with the fixtures this weekend. With that being said, guys, have a great weekend. If your team's playing, good luck to you. And thank you for watching us today. Take care, and we'll see you next week when Carl is back in the hot seat.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, folks.
Ciao for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.